The night was calm, as if the world had decided to give me one final moment of peace before everything shattered. I came home early, the quiet weight of exhaustion pulling at my shoulders. But when I opened the door, I didn't expect to find what I did. It wasn't a loud crash of broken glass or the chaos of someone shouting. It was the silence, the kind that settles in your chest, the kind that makes your heart race before you even realize what's wrong. There she was, sitting on the couch. She didn't hear me come in, too caught up in her phone, her face soft with a smile that should have been reserved for me. But as I stepped further into the room, something about it didn't feel right. The phone in her hands, the way she clutched it a little too tightly. It wasn't just work. I didn't confront her. Not yet. I stood there in the doorway, watching as she typed, her fingers moving swiftly over the screen. It wasn't until she laughed at something on the phone, one of those laughs that didn't quite reach her eyes, that it hit me. The sinking feeling, the gnawing suspicion, the thing I hadn't wanted to face. I stepped forward quietly, my heart pounding in my ears, but I still didn't say anything. I didn't need to. The moment I walked into that room, I knew she wasn't mine anymore, not in the way I had thought she was. I didn't scream. I didn't raise my voice. I didn't even ask who he was. I just walked out, leaving everything behind. The next day, I filed for divorce. No fanfare, no accusations. I didn't need to make it ugly. I didn't need to hear her side of things, because deep down, I knew it was over. She had made her choice, and I was no longer part of her life. I packed up and moved. I didn't just leave the house. I left everything. Our memories, our plans, the life we built together. It was as though I had never existed in her world. And for the first time in what felt like forever, I could breathe again. I didn't look back, not even once. The first few weeks were the hardest. I missed the woman I thought I knew. I missed the laughter, the conversations, the small, everyday things that now felt like they belonged to someone else. I thought about her more than I wanted to, but I told myself it didn't matter. I had made my decision. A year passed. Time, as it always does, dulled the sharp edges of my pain. I threw myself into my work, found new hobbies, new people. I tried to become the man I used to be before her, before the weight of her lies, the emptiness of her absence. Slowly, I forgot what it was like to have her around. Slowly, the memories faded into the background. And then one night, as I was heading home from work, I saw her standing there outside my building, in the same spot where we used to meet after work. Her figure was small in the streetlight, her shoulders slumped, her eyes distant. She looked nothing like the confident woman who had once been the center of my world. She looked broken. At first, I thought it was just my mind playing tricks on me. She couldn't possibly be standing there, not after everything that had happened. But there she was. She saw me before I could turn away. Her eyes locked onto mine, filled with hesitation, regret, and something else I couldn't quite place. My heart skipped a beat. I wanted to walk past her. I wanted to keep moving forward with my life, with the peace I had found in her absence. But something inside me stopped me. Something pulled me back to the moment that had started it all. The pain, the betrayal, and the love I still carried for her despite everything. "Hey," she said, her voice trembling as she took a cautious step toward me. "I've been trying to find you. Can we talk?" I froze. My body felt like it was moving without me. I couldn't move, couldn't think. All I could do was stare at her, at the woman who had broken me, standing before me in the cold night air. "What do you want?" I finally asked. The words came out flat, like they didn't belong to me. "I know it's been a long time," she said, her voice barely audible. "But I need to talk to you. Please." I should have walked away. I should have told her to leave me alone and never come back. But I didn't. I nodded silently and led her to a small cafe down the street. The place we used to go when things were good, back when we were just two people in love, not two strangers holding on to the remnants of something that no longer existed. We sat down at a corner table, the silence between us thick. She stared at her hands, her fingers twisting the napkin, her eyes avoiding mine. And then, in a voice that seemed too small for the weight of her words, she spoke. "I made a mistake," she said. "I thought I could have everything. I thought I could be with him and still have you. I was wrong. I've lost everything. I've lost you. Her words hit me like a punch to the gut. I had heard those words before, many times in different forms, but they didn't have the power they once did. Not anymore. I know you don't want to hear this, she continued, her voice shaking. But I miss you. I miss us. I made a mistake, and I'm so sorry. I wanted to believe her. I wanted to say that everything could be okay again. But I couldn't. I couldn't go back to that place where I was in love with someone who couldn't even give me the truth. You made your choice, I said, my voice calm but firm. And so did I. She flinched. I saw it. The slight tremor in her lips as she fought back tears. I know, she whispered. I know, but that doesn't change how I feel now. No, I said softly. It doesn't. You had your chance, and you threw it away. You can't just come back after everything that happened. I'm not that person anymore. The silence that followed was deafening. She didn't speak. She didn't try to explain herself further. I've moved on, I said, standing up. I'm not the same person you left behind, and I'm not your backup plan. I turned to walk away, but she reached for my sleeve. Please, she whispered, don't leave me. I looked at her, at the woman I once loved, and I saw something in her eyes. Regret, sure, but also fear. Fear of losing me for good. I took a deep breath and walked out cafe. I didn't look back. I had made my choice a long time ago, and now so had she. As I walked away into the night, I felt peace. I wasn't angry anymore. I had healed. And sometimes, the best way to move forward is to leave the past behind. I didn't need her forgiveness. I didn't need hers. I had learned to forgive myself. And that, I realized, was all I needed to move on.